Okay, this is my raw data table, which as you just saw a moment ago, will not produce a nice graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to process my data. What I've done is I've copied my lengths down here, so you see the identical measurements. And now I want to do something with my masses. The thing is, I don't just want to copy them all down, otherwise I have the same table and there's no point in that. So for graphing purpose, what about I find the average mass? How will I do that? Well, I can get out my calculator and pen and paper, but that would be goofy because I'm working in a spreadsheet which is designed for super calculation power. So let's try this. I'm going to double click in this box and I'm going to type equals, which prompts the spreadsheet to know that I'm using a formula, average. So this is a special formula for calculating averages, just the basic one. Parenthesis. So first parenthesis. Now I'm going to select the cells. I'm just going to left click with my mouse and drag. So I selected those cells. And if you see down here, it now tells me which cells I chose. And then I'm going to do close parenthesis. And then I'm going to punch enter to enforce the calculation. So what it's done is it's just calculated the average of these 5 numbers for me right here in this cell. If I double click on this, I can see the calculation underneath. So push enter and it's back to calculation. I'm going to center that to make it look gorgeous. There we go. Now I could do the same thing, right? In here I could type equal average blah 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 like I just did, but nope, spreadsheets are even cooler than that. Once I have a calculation here, if I drag this box down, it will do exactly the same calculation in the same pattern. So this cell here, watch this. This cell here has calculated the average of the second row. Perfect. So the second row average where the wire length is 10 has an average mass of 20.1 grams in there. Let's just check the last one to be sure. 29.9 millimeters. Double click there. Yep, it's taking the average of those masses. So right there, I have calculated the averages using the power of a spreadsheet and not doing it manually. Fantastic. Let's see how this works now. Let's try graphing this data set. So let's just take these cells. This is my independent variable and my dependent variable. So the mass of a wire depends on how long the wire is. I'm going to go up here to insert. I'm going to go to scatter graphs because I'm doing a science graph. Unbelievable. Now, is that a gorgeous graph or what? So now I have a much more pattern in my data than I had before. And now I'm pleased, but I'm not done. I'm going to do a few more things with this graph.